What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bayou Bandit Charters. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the only 5 things you need to know to become a better inshore saltwater angler. If you love saltwater fishing along the Alabama and Mississippi Gulf Coast, give my channel a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. It'd really help my channel grow. If you want to go flounder gigging along the Alabama and Mississippi Gulf Coast, give me a call right up here at this number and we'll get you booked up. I am now booking for November for the end of the fall run. So give me a call. That'll be Mississippi water trips in November because Alabama's closed in November. And we'll put you on some flounder, some redfish, and some sheep's head. Enough talking, let's get to the topic at hand. And this is for the beginning person that has been freshwater fishing, whatever, moving over to saltwater. People that's coming down on vacation from up north, they're down for a week. They want to get in on some of this action, catch some of this fish. I get people all the time on my charter trips saying, I just want to get out there and catch some fish. Well, there lies part of the problem. They launch their boat, they go out there, they're just casting different baits around different areas. That's not going to make for a good, successful trip. First thing you need to do, tip number 1, identify what fish you want to target. Between flounder, speckled trout, redfish, sheep's head, identify what species of fish you want to target. If you want to target, this is the end of August, you want to target sheep's head, you can forget it. They're not inshore. They're inshore in the winter months. So identify the fish you want to target. Let's say you want to target flounder. All right, we've taken care of number 1. We've identified the fish we want to target. Number 2, like we touched on just a second ago, identify their migration patterns. Know their migration patterns. You got to know that fish is in the area before you can successfully target that fish. Do a little bit of research, whatever area you're in, and you'll be able to find pretty quickly that fish's migration pattern to know if they're in the area. Let's say we're in the marsh, it's summertime. You know there's going to be primarily flounder, there's going to be some redfish in the area. There's not going to hardly be any sheep's head, there's not going to hardly be any keeper sized trout. Number 3, identify their feeding habits and what areas they want to be to eat that prey. We're discussing flounder. All right, flounder love structure. They're going to be in the marsh this time of year. They're going to be around jetty rocks this time of year, places like that with structure. What bait they're going to want? All right, flounder love bull minnows, they love croaker, they love finger mullet. All right, anything 5 inches to 3 inches, anywhere in there, any live bait will work. Most of the flounder I clean on my gigging charters, when their belly swelled up, it's going to be about a 4 or 5 inch croaker in their belly. You'll see bull minnows, you'll see finger mullet. I've seen 9 inch speckled trout in their belly. They'll eat big baits. But primarily you want something around the 4 inch, 3 to 4 inch size bait fish for targeting the flounder on the Carolina rig. If you go on to artificial and y'all follow my channel, y'all know I love Fish Bite products. I love their dirty boxer for targeting the flounder. So identify your species of fish, know their migration patterns, make sure they're in the area that you're planning on targeting them at, have the right bait, have the right setup. Live bait guys, spinning setup. We got our Carolina rig, we've got our tail hook, we've got a short leader, 8 to 10 inch leader for targeting these flounder. We want to keep that bait in the strike zone, that flounder. The flounder's laying on the bottom. We don't want a 14 inch, 18 inch, 20 inch leader. Will be out of the strike zone. We want an 8 to 10 inch leader to target those flounder. Artificial guys, 1/4 ounce jig head, loop knot, bait caster, 20-pound braid, 20 pound to a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. That's what you want in the marsh. All right, let's say it's Thanksgiving holidays. You're in the marsh. You want to target trout. Good choice. Mirrodines, twitch baits. It's a 17 MR electric chicken. That's one of my favorite go-to hard baits for targeting speckled trout in the wintertime. Fifth is location and conditions. Very, very important. If you've got the first four, you need to have the fifth to be successful. If we're targeting the flounder, you want flooded marsh grass. Flounder love nosing up in little pockets in that flooded marsh grass. You want to hit creek drains. It doesn't matter if the creek's that wide or 30 foot wide. Work fan cast, work the whole mouth of that creek drain. Work your jetty rocks, structure, anything like that. Those areas will hold flounder. You got a channel, you got flats coming up from the channel. Perfect place to target flounder. And conditions, right? If you got a jetty rock wall that you want to target flounder, and you've got 20-mile-an-hour winds crashing in that rock wall, that's not a good place to target the flounder. You got to go to a different location to target those fish. It's the end of August. It's triple digits. Water temperature's running about 95 degrees right now. So your window of opportunity is going to be morning. It's going to be daylight till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then the bite shuts down. It's too hot for those fish. They get lethargic. They don't want to feed. They're not going to feed 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when that water temperature is way on up there. They're going to be feeding at night, right on up in the morning hours, a couple of hours after daylight, and then they're going to shut down. So if you put all that together, don't just go out there throwing around different baits, different areas. You're on a hope and a prayer trying to catch some good quality fish. Narrow it down, dial it in, think about it. Think about the species you want to catch. Know their migration patterns. Are they in the area you're planning on fishing? Feeding habits. What time of the day are they feeding? What baits are they going to be eating? And location and conditions. If you'll put all that together, it'll get your mind thinking about everything, and you'll have a good, successful fishing trip. If you'll follow these 5 tips, you will become a better inshore saltwater angler. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. We put out weekly content year-round along the Alabama and Mississippi Gulf Coast. Thank y'all. See y'all next week.